Okay, everyone, and welcome back. You guys already know what we look for, so let's get started. All right, so we need to understand where we're coming from. First of all, so let's go to the higher time frames. So what do we see? We take our liquidity that was built up, took that out, came into an untested strong high. In other words, the untested POI. All right, so there's BOS right here, so that means this is the target. Right. Remember the range cycle, we take our internal, then we go for external liquidity. Okay. So if there is sell stops resting below this low, which there is above and below every external range, right? The institutions, when they take out the sell stops, they need a area to stop and make that reversal. So because we know that, we can take advantage of some longs here if we get them maybe during London. So the closest POI to the liquidity is going to be this unmitigated wick. And that's all I see. So I'm gonna leave it as that. All right. So we know where we're coming from and what we are anticipating. But now remember to always zoom out and keep in mind the major time frames, which can be the weekly and the monthly and whatnot. Because if this is coming from a untested high, and this is, let's say, the weekly range, then this is our overall target right here. So we have to see the lower time frame and the higher time frame, right, the same way. So you treat the lower time frame the same way that you're going to treat the higher time frame. You're going to treat the higher time frame the same way that you're going to treat the lower time frame. The market is fractal, and that's the reason that I say this a lot is because you have to understand it. Okay, so if we know there is stops here, then we can potentially get some type of reaction somewhere here. All right, I don't have an order block, but let's see, 1, 2, 3, around right here. So we can get a reaction from this area here. Okay, with the final target being this external liquidity. So always keep in mind the bigger picture. So zoom out. And the reason I'm saying this is because if this was, let's say, if this was the 15-minute, then these pullbacks can be 1 minute, 1 minute retracements. And because it's a 4 hour, right, we think that price, when it takes out this low or takes out any type of low, we need some type of large retracement because it's a 4 hour time frame. The time frames don't matter. Okay, the market is fractal. So if we know if this is the right leg, the right push down, right, and it's coming from that right POI, okay, the correct POI, shall I say, then every strong high should be protected. That means that we should expect the highs to be protected. Just like if it was a 1 minute, we see it the same way. Okay, time frames don't matter. Right? Time frames are just there to help us organize the chart, let's say. Okay, so let's keep the bigger picture in mind because once we take out this low, then we took out the external liquidity, so we could expect some type of retracement. But then we got to keep in mind the current range that we're in. So the current range that we're in right now is this right here. So we came into imbalance for price action plus rejection block. We took our liquidity. Notice liquidity that was taken. We also got equal highs right there. We have a break, I believe. And then we have another break. So this break structure, maybe some type of retracement. So this is most likely T1. So we have a T1 range, and the target for this range is going to be this one. But we know the higher time frame target, so we'll just target this higher time frame low right there. Okay, they're literally right there, which is equal lows just above the POI. So everything just makes sense. It just connects. You know, logically, it just makes sense. But let's go down to the lower time frames. So now that we know where we're coming from, we've got the bigger picture already in mind and whatnot. Let's play this out. Let's see what we can do. All right. So we're not so far away. So we'll probably get some move during Frankfurt. That's a strong high coming from this. That took out liquidity. We're gonna get this. We already broke structure. So Asia created a strong high. So if Asia creates a strong high, and we're currently overall bearish, so if you're pro trend, then this strong high should not be broken. It should hold. It shouldn't break. All right. Strong high and your broke structure. So we have a BOS here. BOS maybe retracement. Notice we treat every time frame the same way. The market's fractal. So we took out liquidity. This took out liquidity. So we have the right leg, then every strong high will be protected. So this is your most recent range. After a breaker structure, a new range is created. All right. So what range is this? Broke structure, made a retracement. So BOS made retracement, then failed. So this will be most likely T2. Well, I mean, it is T2, right? So it is T2. Broke structure retraced, yeah. Another thing that I do want to mention is when we have T1 and T2, right? Don't look at the charts as that textbook formation. Okay. When you come to the charts, find your range, all right? And when you're looking for T1 to T2, you're not gonna get that textbook formation of structure being formed. You have to understand the liquidity, the POI, right? And just be able to read structure in the way that you understand it. And the reason I'm saying that is because, you know, a lot of us may expect a perfect formation like this, which it does happen, okay, which it does happen, but it's not gonna always look like this, okay? Some of us expect something like this. It does happen, but it's not gonna always look like this, okay? There is stuff in the middle. There is structure in the middle. There's liquidity in the middle. So train the eye to just see it this way. Okay, understand the overall, let's say, logic behind T1 and T2. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Don't try to find it perfectly like this because that's not going to happen. It's not going to look exactly like that. All right, so let's continue. So high, low, took that. So this is not a strong high. And this pretty much like liquidity and book structure. So we BOS major range and then BOS on the internal structure, external structure. So we are reacting off of something. So this is a QM. Right there, there's a high low. So this liquidity. There's a 3 corner formation here, so that's obvious liquidity. So I just added it here. Okay, remember, don't try to be perfect. Just understand the logic. 3 corner formation, there is sell stops below. Okay, just draw a line there. So we're gonna get some reaction below that area, I believe. Yeah, we could. Can't see anything clear, nothing obvious to be honest. So I'm not gonna force it. Yeah, there's nothing obvious. I mean, there is a block. The open's meant to get it. The 50% is left. So that's all we can see. So trade what you see and what you think. All right. All right. This plays out. So Frank open. So let me drop down time frames. This is a untested strong high, so we could get a reaction. Okay. So we have a high. We have a high right there. There are stops here, so they're taking out the stops, came into a POI. So you can imagine everyone going long here. Because again, remember, think in the fractal nature of the market. If this was a 4 hour, how powerful can this be? And then you even have inducement there. But this would be the trap. This is not, it's not gonna hold. Sure, we'll get a reaction, but what's the higher time frame? So we're in stops, came to the POI. It would take a short from here. How long would this be? This is a 6 pip stop loss. Six R. We'll take it. I would take it. Take the risk. Nice. So I'll go break even now. We're just breaking this major range or external range. All right, so notice range within the range and notice how we treat everything the same. All right, TP it. So that's 6R. All right, so now we are in the 4 hour period that I mentioned. Okay, here it already shows a reaction. That's the only thing I don't like about the replay tool on TradingView is that it shows you. But and of course we expect a reaction. I mentioned that before it happened, so that's valid. So now we look for a long in here because I am anticipating some type of reaction. But now I need to understand what's going on in the bigger picture. So we have a high from here, strong high, broke structure, entering with liquidity. So here's broke structure, turns liquidity. So we can anticipate now this load of form and take out the liquidity. I mean, let's step back a bit and think logically. Trend line. Okay, again, a word, aiming for sell stop and buy stops, and a range is simply a battle between sell stops and buy stops. We just took out sell stops, not only from this one, but from the major range. Then what's up here? What's resting? This was never taken. It's also Asia. Asia is a huge liquidity pool. There's liquidity above and below. So the liquidity up here, resting below, not below, above. So we could anticipate price to reach at least this, coming to the untested strong high, untested PY into this area here. All right. So let's go to the 1 hour. Rise broke structure. Trying to look at the structure. It broke structure inside. Broke structure, we trace BOS again. So we have the minor structure or the internal structure. So we broke internal, made a retracement, then broke the major, the external. So we can expect a T1. Yeah, I mean, this looks very textbook. One of my favorite setups. So I'll definitely take this out. I'll aim for this and to my PY. See what happens though. So I'm already up 6%, so I can care less what happens, but let's continue. All right. So we have a strong high, untested strong high. So we can expect a reaction from this. We have a high here, there's stops there. We're gonna take him out. Maybe some reaction, pull back, and go up there. Right. So this is an obstacle because it's in the way. And you guys by now should know that a obstacle is the reason this pullback happens or the pullbacks happened. Okay. So an obstacle is very important. It's something that you have to be aware of. Do not ignore a untested POI. All right, sorry about that. You guys probably saw that my PC was running low on battery, so I had to plug in the charger. Not my PC, my laptop. But anyways, so we took our stops, came into a POI. All right, so we can space on reaction. So now, okay, now notice this is a strong low, that's a strong low, that's a strong low. If this was a 4 hour, we would expect price to come into here, and we would definitely see this as a valid POI if it was a 4 hour time frame. But we treat every time the same, right? But we have to see it in that way. We can't just treat this as a 1 minute, you know, strong high and say that it's not going to give us nothing. It's going to give you something, okay? Because the market's fractal. So this can be our first long. So after every break of structure, a new range is made. I'm not going to take the short. I don't think it's worth. I mean, if I'm aiming for this or something, it's not worth it. But you could short here, but I'm not going to take it. It's just not worth it at all, to be honest. But just know if you wanted to, you could. All right, so we're coming to this untested QM. On the seconds time frame, for sure, that's a structure point. Even here, 1, 2, 3. So if this gets taken, right, just below that, we have a imbalance for price action. We go long. Notice the fractal nature of the market. So we'll go long. And the reason I'm taking it long here is because I heard talking PY. We already took out liquidity, so then that's the range there. Go break even after that. It's already 1 to 4. So 1 to 5 here. That's nice. It's already 1 to 5, so nice. So if you didn't understand where you're coming from on the higher time frame, you'll probably go short here. Which is nothing wrong, you did get the reaction. Then you have the trap pretty much right there. All right, so we're in. Let's go to the 5 minute. So I'm at the very, very bottom from this current range. I'm already at discount, so price shouldn't come back. Should be good to go, in my opinion. It's out. All right, so again, if that's an external point, which has buy stops, right? Liquidity. It's gonna take him out and gonna come into a untested PY. In other words, the untested strong high. So which is currently here. So we could expect to pull back before going up higher. Do not ignore your obstacles. There's an obstacle. Going to 1 minute. All right. All right, cool. There's a retracement. Now I wouldn't have taken anything here, to be honest. Yeah, so when the price came into this obstacle, notice how you could have easily taken it short here. Right? Notice the pattern that we have here. So we have that Q1 that we look for. All right, but you gotta keep in mind the higher time frame. So if you took this, you would have got taken now, stop loss hit. It was more high probable to take the long, but I didn't see it in time. I mean, it took liquidity here. There's the inducement. And this would have been the long around here, or even here. But oh well, it already happened. So, but yeah, that would have been another long. Pretty much going against everyone. So this is smart money trap. That's what they call it, right? So, okay, it's paid. It's making a pullback again. Looks nice. Let's see what happens. All right, so if this look is taken, let me see. Yeah, if this look is taken, I'll look for a long price, broke structure, retracement, bills again. Nice. So we can go for a long. Came into a unmitigated wick on day 5. So again, what's the logic behind this, right? So sell stops, PI. If this was a 4-hour, right, very strong PI. So we'll go long here. 6 pip stop loss. All right, so for me, I wouldn't take it personally, but if you wanted to, this would be another entry. So I wouldn't take it personally, but for the sake of back testing, we'll just say we took it. It's not worth it. I don't do anything less than 5R. See what happens. Nice. Very nice trade. This could have been refined to the breaker, I believe. Yeah. So it could have been something like this to the breaker, and that would have been your entry. Nice. So now we are in the higher time frame PY. All right, so now we're here. So we're gonna get some type of reaction. The reaction can be short or long, but for sure some type of reaction. So let's play this out. This is a 15-minute rejection block. So 15-minute, most logical thing to do is use the 5 in 1 minute for a confirmation entry. So all right. Click the liquidity. Book structure, pull back. So I already know this is seconds time frame because this is the 1 minute high and low. So that broke seconds time frame. That's the reason for this pullback. So you guys are gonna short there, target this. But I'm focusing on the 5 and 1. Price broke mid retracement. Again, a lot of people are going to see this as a protected high, look for short tier. Smart money trade will go short here. So you can imagine any equal highs right there. So you can imagine the liquidity resting above this. We got buy stops there. So remember, sticking to our rules, T1 and T2. This will potentially form a T1. It's coming to an untested POI, so we're going to get a reaction for sure. There's the imbalance. We're on 1 hour. Nothing. Oh yeah, we did have a breaker, but there's the imbalance. We also have a breaker there. All right. I was looking for nothing here as I'm more interested in the short. That's high probable. If this does happen, then we're in for a nice drop. Very nice drop. Especially when everything just lines up. Okay, so we just worked above. Closest POI to this. I don't see anything on this. We have a 15-minute wick, foreign order flow, money transfer. Equal highs. That's 5 pips. All right. Let's take it. There's already a 1 to 4. Not bad. All right, perimeter retracement. Broke structure betrayed viewers. That high gonna get taken. That's the trap of the range. That's the 5-minute. Yeah, price would drop from there. Yep, just like I expected. So there's another trade right there. I'm just gonna put the line where I had it. Stop loss would have been just right there. Something like this. Now I'm not aiming for this low. If I was aiming for only this low, I wouldn't take this. It's just not worth the risk. So I took it because we're aiming for all the way down here. All right, so it pays out. Nice. So now we just took out this range. That's taken. The target is this one. From here to here. You can expect to rush from here. Yeah, there we go. We're gonna retracement. So I would take this if it takes out. Wait, actually, no, we missed it because this took out this BOS value swing POI. So that should go and that should hold. And if it doesn't happen, then we take this out and we go into here. But this strong high, so it should hold. Go to the 1 minute to see it actually. Yeah, just like I expected. Another short. Yep, there it is. So yeah, we could have scaled in multiple times in the second time frame to liquidity. That to liquidity, short, to liquidity, another short. I mean, notice, all right, we treat the time frames all the same way. The market's fractal. Beautiful trade. 13, 12. Okay, well, there we go. TP hit. I wasn't gonna play it all out, but that just paid off. I was waiting for a reaction right here, but we never got that. So it just went straight through, right? The reason I was waiting for a reaction was because we have equal lows and we have stops. So I was waiting for something here, but we never got that. If I would have taken it directly, I would have taken a loss. But when you're counter trending, it's better if you wait for a confirmation entry. Awesome. The range cycle is complete. So notice if you have the right move, the right leg, then every strong high will be protected. Even the seconds was protected. Insane. So 6, 14, around 5-ish, 13, 12. And now notice, look how we took out this low. Now we're gonna get some type of retracement. That big wick right there is showing you rejection. You see that? Look at the rejection. Took out stops, pushed back up. And then we have a high here. To liquidity, another short. Awesome. All right, well, that's it for now, guys. On to the next one.